Alright folks, we are back at it. So in this video, I want to show you how to sidechain your vocal to a guitar or a piano or some element of your mix that's going to help to bring out the clarity and the definition of your vocal. I know most of the music that I work in, it's kind of more rock, folk, country. I'm not a massive EDM guy, but I have to say I love learning about EDM, especially DAW based EDM production, because those guys are incredible at mixing and production. Like, they really think of damn near everything. Like, those guys know how to use what they got to get the best out of it. So with that in mind, vocals to me are the granddaddy of them all. They're king of the castle. Here's a really short tip how to get your vocal to shine through. Now, this has been a clean slate session. These are the raw files I've got to do a bit of production work on and to do some mixing. I recorded these tracks, and just to show you, if I go to the mixer, there's very little, there's essentially nothing going on. There's just two reverb sends. The only thing sending to them at the minute is this little organ track, which we're probably not even going to hear. There is a little random EQ, and this here is just, there's an amazing drum groove in this I had two drummers working on this track, and they both worked together. It was incredible. It was like a hive mind situation. They would like tell each other, and one would swap out and play a bit, and then another one would swap in. It was really incredible. It was a joy working with the guys. I've done a little bit of parallel compression and just a little tiny bit of reverb just to make these sound so good, because once these things are mixed, they're going to be absolutely massive. With that in mind, back to the point. We have a vocal, and I bounced some effects on it just to make this a little bit more interesting for you, so you're not listening to a dry vocal. And this is what it sounds like.
This one's for the lonely people. The ride beyond the black and the blue.
Now I have some samples put in for this drum kit, and I'm like, they're not even mixed. This is literally the raw recordings with a tiny bit of reverb and a tiny bit of parallel compression. Like, and that's going to be taken off when I go to mix them properly, just to show you how great those guys were. But anyway, that's beside the point. The guitars is what I want you to focus on. So listen to that again and focus on the guitar and the vocal.
This one's for the lonely people. The ride beyond the black and the blue. Everybody's running midnight.
Now, that vocal is loud, and I bounced it, and there was a saturation and a distortion plugin on it, so that'll probably get redone again, but it's just a little bit hot. However, the thing I want you to focus on is listen to the frequency areas within both of those elements. So you have the electric guitars, which are two double track pieces, left and right stereo, and the vocal straight down the middle. But I want you to think about this in terms of letting your vocal shine through. So listen.
This one's for the lonely people.
Now, it's actually doing quite a good job, and that's just a very raw showing of it. But to make that even better, there's certain things you can do, and one of them things is side chaining your vocal to those guitar tracks. So if we go up here, you can see that we have an electric guitar bus, which is all the different elements of the guitar fills and parts. I had an amazing Irish guitar player on this. He was just incredible. So if I go up here, what I can do is I can go to here and I can add a stereo compressor. Now, something I actually do like to do is make it dual mono, so that the left and the right side don't affect the compression. So say if the right side has a peak or a spike, it won't be compressed on the left side, but that's for another day. So if we play that again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here and I'm going to side chain the vocal. So that vocal is intro, outro vocal line that I bounced. I'm going to side chain it to this compressor that's on the guitar bus. So once again, we have a vocal and we have our guitars, and on the guitar bus, I'm going to put a compressor and I'm going to side chain my vocal to the compressor that's on the guitars. Now, what's that going to do? The compressor is now going to listen for the sidechain input, which is going to hear our vocal. And every time the vocal comes in, we're going to be able, depending on the settings that we put down here on the compressor, make that vocal shine through even more because the guitars are going to get out of its way. So have a listen, and I'm going to play around.
This one's for the lonely people. They're out beyond the black and the blue. Everybody's running midnight. We'll say, what are you gonna do? You know now that means you.
Now you can hear it. I'm going to show you a really extreme example now. I'm going to take that threshold way down. You're just going to hear them disappear. Now again, those guitars are literally raw tracks. They haven't been mixed, and it's incredible the talent that we're blessed with around here. Those are going to sound amazing once they're mixed. I'm going to go a really extreme example, and you're going to hear these guitars disappear based on the input of our vocal.
This one's for the lonely people. They're out beyond the black and the blue.
So you can see there, now that's totally pointless, but just to get the point across, it's ducking the guitars based on the input of our vocal. Now, a fancier way to do that, using some kind of modern plugins, and it's hard not to love all this stuff because who doesn't love to geek out on this stuff? We're music producers, we love geeking out. Something like Isotope's Neutron. So if you have this, you can see here, I have the equalizer module, which comes up. Now look, they have this masking feature, and it's a frequency unmask feature. Now I can select this because I have another instance of Neutron here. So I don't need to do this, but I'm just going to select that there as well for the sake of it, for my OCD. And you'll see when I play,
this one's for
the orange line is the guitars, and that there is the vocal frequency analyzer in white. These lines are telling us, here's what we think are the frequency areas where there is a lot of clash, okay? Now, the difference in this is that the compressor is ducking the entire signal, whereas this is going to use the principle of dynamic EQ to get certain frequencies out of the way. And now here's the stuff I love. I love technology. I know you love technology. This inverse link is absolutely incredible. So if we play, if I make a cut here, it will do the inverse on the plugin on the guitar channel. So if you think about it, if I'm cutting out 4 dB at 300 hertz on the vocal, it'll boost the same frequency in the guitars, or vice versa, in order to make complementary EQ moves and increase clarity. So let's have a listen.
this one's for the lonely people. They're out beyond the black and the blue. Everybody's running midnight. We'll say, what are you gonna do? You know now that means you. This one's for the lonely people. They're out beyond the black and the blue. Everybody's running midnight.
So if you listen to that, you can hear that the top end's getting that wee bit of clarity from the analog shelf. In here now, I've heard online that lots and lots of people in the modern domain say just be really careful between 2 and 4K on vocals, and just on any other element, it can get a little bit harsh to the human ear. I mean, it's an absolutely crucial part of the frequency spectrum, but just be careful. And then the other thing is this dip here, right around what, 280? That there, would I boost 280 on those guitars once the full mix is in? I don't know. I just wanted to show you that inverse link function. You don't have to have it on. But here where it's just guitars and vocal that we're listening to for this example, it makes it great because you're adding in that low end and that body to the guitars, and your vocal is suddenly not muddy in that area. So guys, that's 2 areas. I hope that was clear for you all. You can use sidechain compression to make way for certain elements in the mix, or you can get fancy with things like the new Neutron from Isotope or a whole host of other plugins to do frequency specific unmasking and complementary EQ moves.